And I probably should, like, I don't know, play with things I don't like playing with. It's probably good practice.
The
So,
real reason to not take Busted Crown is so that we can discuss more cards, right?
yeah, that's a good point. On the other hand, I love singing bowl, and, gives more opportunities. Um,
I guess that's another pro I didn't even think about actually of the Busted Crown is that it doesn't matter if there's cards we don't like, we just take 2 max health.
what does this boss mean to us? Anything in particular?
So the collector has minions, summons 2 of these, I think they have like 40 something health.
I think on
Crippling
low
Cloud,
ascensions it's sub 40, but yeah.
yeah, it could be. Maybe it's in the 30s or something. Um, we're very happy we have a Crippling Cloud. I think we're just looking to scale poison on this guy, and make sure we have a good block engine.
So when you say block engine for us, like, again, I relate things to Watcher. Like, when I think of good block engine, it is either Mental Fortress or Talk to the Hand, and then there's some other stuff that, like, you can sort of patch together depending on relics. Um, what does a good block engine mean to us here?
I think we're happy to get a footwork now. A footwork would be great. We're happy if we see more escape plans, more backflips. Um, yeah,
Sure. I hate Act 2 elites. Are we looking to take a lot of them, or can I not take very many?
Act Two elites. We've got Book of Stabbing, we've got Slavers, and we've got Gremlin Leader. Crippling Cloud is great against all of them, really. Uh, I think that given that we have 3 potions, some great defensive potions, we're happy to tackle some elites. I think our deck is good. We also have like our glass knife to and our predator to be able to instantly kill some of the slavers and gremlins.
So I would assume we're starting center left and seeing the
Uh,
top.
yeah, I think my first instinct is maybe that path that just to the right of it, where it's a monster event monster that gives us a couple of extra monsters to get good gold from. Head into that shop, and then we got a fire before that elite if any of the monsters do not go well.
And there's fires before other elites and options to skip them. Okay, sounds good. Are you on board that, like, Act 2 events are better than other Act events? Or is that.
Um, I don't think I know the event pool super well enough to say if that's the case or not. Um, there are some very good Act Two events. The Coliseum is one of them. Um, it's also when you can be offered apparitions, bites, which are very interesting choices. I don't think we would take either of those, to be honest. Maybe actually at early ascensions, you pretty much always take the apparitions because it gives you 5 of them instead of just 3.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but I value them higher than One events. That's for sure.
The whole armor thing doesn't affect poison here.
Correct. I could be convinced here to just use a block potion, just so that we free up a potion slot and crippling cloud, deadly poison to get the poison killing it faster. Is that worth 2 health damage if we just crippling cloud defend? Probably not, but given that we're barely using potions at all,
Yeah, I like that. That was a way to find a more active turn. Which isn't always the goal, but.
yeah, I think some of the more high tier players would scoff at what I just did there.
Uh, Burst backflip?
What's the rest of our draw pile? I think I would honestly just burst defend and then glass knife.
And leave that as a draw for next turn. Alright. Cross Knife really does so much damage.
Very potent.
Like, especially on Silent, which is not your big damage hitter character. I don't know why I care so much about this shiv. I guess just strike.
Looks good to me.
Obviously, we're going to mash the E key.
The some people call this guy the avocado, and the avocado on higher ascensions is notably a very scary enemy.
I've heard people say avocado plus the mushroom thing is like the hardest encounter in the game.
Oh, that yeah. Act 2 monsters are elites. Make no mistake.
This might be why I think Act 2 events are great. It's because I don't like Act 2 monsters.
Valid reason.
We haven't talked about Calculated Gamble. It doesn't include itself in the discard your hand, so you're always drawing like one less than your hand was otherwise.
Correct. Did you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I think I'd just take Sneaky Strike here again.
I love Calculated Gamble.
I'm really good at saying I think the uncommon is trash or I think the rare is trash just to hear like, no, this is really good.
Well, as you mentioned, this is good. This is a learning opportunities.
Yeah, no, I want to be wrong about stuff. This is good. Why is Calculated Gamble good? Sorry, I cut you off.
So, Calculated Gamble is a skill that costs 0. More chances to apply our letter opener. And also, the moment you use Calculated Gamble, if you draw Sneaky Strike, it's free because you discarded your whole hand. It counts as a discard. And you can choose to just trash a really bad hand. You draw like strike, defend, Calculated Gamble. Amazing. Let me Calculated Gamble. I'm guaranteed to have something more useful, even if I'm just drawing 4 cards.
Also,
if we go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say probably like nice with Ring of the Serpent, just because it means we are, when we need to draw more stuff, we are drawing more things, and also if we don't need to draw more stuff, it's fine not to play it, or it's fine to play it after having played a few things to see if we have a better use for the final bit of mana.
Yep, it's a very nice inherent synergy between those two. So my vote here is Calculated Gamble. Sneaky Strike is good. We have some good discard, but I think we take a Calculated Gamble, and then the next Sneaky Strike that we see, we're even happier to see it.
All right. I just automatically click Smash and Grab here. I don't know how good Ritual Dagger is. Maybe it's sick and I should be taking it.
Ritual Dagger is excellent. I think Ritual Dagger is super powerful. It doesn't necessarily align with what we're doing. Like with the deck we're going for, we're kind of going for poison. But as mentioned, we're not necessarily wanting to be trapped into an archetype either. 15 damage for 1 is super strong. And it becomes stronger every time you kill with something with it. The one thing I will say is it makes all the fights that you're in into a sort of little mini game where you're like, let's skip a turn.
Like
Let's just
speed.
wait. Let's, I want to make my Ritual Dagger stronger.
Yeah, like Feed or Hand of Greed. Are there any others?
Lesson learned.
Yeah. All right, let's take it.
Yeah, but I will say, that will lengthen this whole run as well, right? Smashing and grabbing 99 gold, especially I think our next node a shop.
Yeah, no, but almost.
Or in 2. I will say 99 gold going into a shop with almost 400 gold. That feels very good, nice too.
All right,
I'm happy with either choice.
I'll take Ritual Dagger next time, presuming I don't really need the gold the next time I play on my own. But let's take the gold for now, just so we don't take forever calculating turns.
That's what I figured. For ease of for our viewers.
I think neutralizing is worth it before like calculating purple.
Yeah, because we want to. I agree because we want to try to get poison on it as soon as we can.
But I think we're then gambling.
Yeah.
Cloud Path?
I don't mind acrobatics here.
Oh, we may as well see more cards. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that can let us. That's a shame to get the burst
Yeah.
before the after the crippling cloud. I think we just crippling cloud, and then our deadly poison is gonna kill it.
I like that the defect card Melter has a picture of this enemy melting. I think that's cute.
Yeah, Melter is a card that I actually have changed my tune about. I used to think, it's not really that good. Like it only counters like a few enemies. But recently, I've come to learn like it's like early on, defect needs damage, and it's 10 damage for one, and there's way more enemies that use. Oh, deadly poison is just a kill here. That's fantastic. There's way more enemies that have shields than you might first think, and Melter just takes such good care of all of them.
Like the avocado.
Exactly.
All right, so I can't just click Sneaky Strike because we have to talk about two more cards. I think Fletchettes is probably, in general, a pretty good card. I think you probably normally end up with a bunch of skills and a silent deck. I don't think we super care about it right now. We have a bunch of damage and it's not really helping what we're doing, I don't think. So I think we're not particularly interested in it here, but I'm guessing it's a good card. Infinite Blades, I have basically taken every time I've seen it in runs and just also never done very well with it. So I'm kind of, I think it's like probably reasonable, but it like takes a while to impact well. So my guess is it's just Sneaky Strike.
Um, Infinite Blades is trash in my opinion.
It's trash. Okay, so like the fact that it's played terribly for me is because it is in fact terrible.
I think it is. I think there's very few instances where you're happy to have an Infinite Blades. The thing is, as I mentioned earlier, Slay the Spire rewards cards that have impact now. You can kill now, block now, etc. Infinite Blades, on the turn you use it, does nothing. It's one energy, and it does nothing. It does not block. It does not do
It gets
damage.
4 damage next turn.
And that's it. It's one shiv. You add one shiv to your next turn. You're basically paying one energy to use one free less than a strike next turn. If you already have some kind of synergy, if you have maybe like a mummified hand that lets you have it be free or make another of your cards free, if you have a wrist blade which lets all your zero cost cards do more damage, maybe I'm thinking about it. But even then, it's still not great. It's still one energy used on a turn to do nothing. And that's why I'm really not a big fan of it.
Cool.
Flechettes is a card I used to think was not great, but I think I've changed my tune on it because, for example, right now, we are a deck that is devoted to skills. We have a lot of skills. And so Flechettes is more, and we also have a lot of draw. We have backflip, we have acrobatics, we have escape plan. So Flechettes has a high ceiling for us this run. We could possibly have it do 20 damage, for example. But since this sneaky strike is upgraded, it makes me want to take that more. We took a calculated gamble, and that makes this sneaky strike that much better.
And I assume the +2 max HP would come third here.
Yeah, probably. We have 84 health. That's a lot. Like, max health is good. It's fine. But usually, strengthening your deck is better.
Ooh, what's your feelings on Apotheosis? I've seen a lot of people online be like, if you get an Apotheosis early, the run is over. I basically have never touched colorless cards, so I have very little sense of this.
Apotheosis is very strong. So, like, if we just pull up our deck here, like, how many cards do we have upgraded? Like, two, three?
5.
Oh, five. Okay, a few more than I thought. That said, most of what we have is not upgraded, and Apotheosis makes everything upgraded. Makes our and that essentially creates a block engine. All our defense now block 8. Our backflip blocks 8. It strengthens us a lot, and further for a whole fight. It basically is an answer to most elites and most bosses, really.
Um,
Um,
on
Go ahead.
on other cards, uh, Panacea I don't think is usually very good, but I do think it's like I did not realize how effective an artifact was of things like the potion gain 5 strength, lose it at end of turn. Like this cancels the losing it. I think it's really cool the mechanic of almost every like downside of a card is a debuff to you that artifact blocks, and I think that's really neat. Um,
Oh, yeah, Panacea is sneaky good. I don't think it is in our setup. We don't really have anything that immediately benefits an artifact. An artifact is good, even if it's just to block a vulnerable. It costs 0, and it's a skill. But am I willing to pay 82 gold for it here? I don't think it adds enough to our deck to warrant that.
ooh, yeah, bias cognition also. That card's fun with artifact.
For sure. You're very happy to see a Panacea if you have a bias cog.
Um, so we haven't talked about expertise. I don't love the look of it, particularly for us, where we're drawing a card every turn. So it's kind of replace how many cards you've already played, assuming you didn't get any extra card draw, but already every turn is 6. So, like on a default turn, it's replace how many cards you've already played. And for 1 mana, it just seems like we probably can't do very much with it.
Yeah. In theory, it's good with calculated gamble, but we just don't have the energy for this to be good yet. Like we're using a certain number of cards, and then you want us to use one more energy to draw back up to 6 cards. How many of those 6 cards are we having energy left to use? Probably not many.
I don't know what to make of prepared. I think it should be better for us than it might be in like the beginning of the game, but I don't look at that. And I'm not excited by that.
I used to think prepared was garbage. It's like, wow, it does. You draw a card, discard a card.
Right?
What is
It's
that?
net
That's
negative
nothing.
cards because it uses itself.
However, I'm going to say prepared is actually worth buying here because
Whoa.
prepared is a skill that's free, costs 0, procs letter opener. Also lets us just draw things further. Kind of, see like, okay, like I can discard a strike if I have one in my hand and I'm not sad about that, right? Um, so that's I think a point in its favor. I wouldn't say it's like amazing, but it also procs sneaky strikes. For example, 0, you have a sneaky strike in your hand, draw one card, just card one card, boom, your sneaky strike is free.
How do you feel about
Like,
tools of the trade? This
Tools of the Trade is a. Did you want to say anything about it first?
well, it's prepared every turn after this one. So it's similar to the other power we talked about. It is very low impact in the present in a way that prepared is not as low impact in the present. Right? Prepared, we're going to use the turn we get it. We might draw something, and this is going to do nothing that turn. But after that, it is permanently have played a discard each turn, And I could see that having upside, though I also think I'm getting the impression that, not that you've said this explicitly, but sort of how you've described some things, that fights are scarier to us. Like, not scarier than bosses or elites, but like closer to as scary than they might be for other characters. And the more dangerous random fights are and the less dangerous bosses are, the less I want longer term tools like this.
Yeah, I can see what you mean by that. Um, I do think Tools of the Trade is very good. I think it's one of Silent's better powers. A lot of synergy with our deck. Um, and Silent in particular has a set of relics. I think since you're on Ascension 1, you don't have them unlocked actually. But there's two relics in particular called Ting Sha and Tough Bandages. And what those do is Tough Bandages gives you, I think it's 3 block every time you discard a card. Ting Sha does 3 damage to a random enemy every time you discard a card. I think. I might be off on the numbers, but I don't think so.
Sure.
And that makes something like Tools of the Trade really great because now it's not just draw one, discard one. It's draw one, discard one, and get 3 block, or and deal 3 damage. Um, so Tools of the Trade is really nice because of what it can possibly do. That said, here I think what I like a lot is Apotheosis. I like removing a strike. I like Prepared. And one thing we haven't talked about is the relics. So
Yeah.
here we got like the Pantograph. I don't know that that's worth 252. We're pretty consistently at full health, and we
Yeah.
haven't even needed to rest yet. The Ornamental Fan is one of these ninja relics that rewards a lot of attacks. So, like, if we had like Shivs, for example, we'd be really happy to see this. We're not going that direction in this deck, so that's not really of interest. Dolly's Mirror is always interesting to me because you can copy any card you want in your deck, right? And so, like, what do we got in our deck that we could really want copied? I'm not sure. I don't know that there's any card I particularly value at being 144 gold's worth. Um, Given that there's great options available to us already in Apotheosis, Card Remove, and Prepared. I could be argued to pick up a Poison Potion as well
No, I was
if
just
we have.
looking at what it was because I was like, that looks like Entropic Brew, but it's not with all the colors. What is it? Showing that I have not played much Silent.
Yeah, it is a silent exclusive potion. It's kind of nice because we are, deadly poison, crippling clouding a lot. Um, if we can afford it, of course. I think it's maybe the fourth thing we want to buy.
All right, so let's remove a strike. The strikes are terrible. And Apotheosis, you think, is like just a clear pick here.
I think it's very strong.
Okay. And like
It's our next
Apotheosis.
clear upgrade, and whenever we draw it, it really will simplify fights incredibly.
Right. And your instinct here would be to take Prepared.
I'm happy with this Prepared, yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see it. I assume Prepared, if you saw it in like an opening 3 cards, like after the first fight, would not be a take or a priority.
No, it doesn't do damage, and what you need early is damage. You just need to be able to kill stuff, and Prepared doesn't help you with that.
All right, let's go left here.
Sure. Ooh. What's your instinct here?
So first times playing, it was, oh my god, upgrade all strikes and defense. This is incredible. What a glorious thing. With a lot of Watcher play, like I mostly get rid of all my defense and most of my strikes, and like I sometimes go upgrade all strikes and defense, but I do more often end up with remove a card. I do think here, like we're probably not going to get rid of all of this. We're going to keep enough defense. It is a real upgrade. Like I would be happy to remove probably just another strike, not a defend. But I think I'm going upgrade all strikes, but I don't think it's by a ton.
I am going to strongly discourage the upgrade all strikes and defense here.
Okay.
Normally, I love the upgrade all strikes and defense because it's an immediate strength boost. It's like it's making you quite a bit stronger. That said, we just bought Apotheosis. We
Good
don't
point.
really
Yeah,
want
I
to
forgot.
upgrade our strikes and defense. That's going to lessen the efficacy of our Apotheosis. I think we're really happy here to remove a card and trim the fat, really make our deck that much better.
Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot about Apotheosis. If we hadn't picked up Apotheosis, would you think my reasoning was okay? Or would it still be pretty bad?
I think suddenly upgrading all the defense becomes a lot better. I think that removing is maybe on par, maybe a touch less good than upgrading all defense if we didn't have Apotheosis.
Okay.
Apotheosis makes the a clear cut decision, in my opinion.
Yeah. But given I forgot about Apotheosis, my conclusion was okay.
Yes,
In the world where, yeah. So I assume it's a strike?
it is almost certainly a strike. We don't care to do damage with strikes. Defends count towards letter opener, so they essentially can be a strike that also hits all enemies.
I assume this is a very easy decision.
Yes.
All the -1 cost stuff is, and especially for something like this, is so powerful.
Yeah, particularly given that we only still have 3 energy.
In
And
general,
we
does
get it on the first turn.
Silent have Act 2 bosses it particularly wants to avoid, or like are particularly scary?
I think it depends on the configuration of your deck.
Sure.
You have a crippling cloud, like you're not upset to see slavers, but granted, you have to draw it on your first turn. Here, I think I'd maybe would prepared first, see if we can, if there's anything better that we could burst, possibly.
I think I'm getting rid of Predator.
Yeah, predator and probably the acrobatics now because we've already elected to do this. We don't want to be spending another energy to draw.
So I think we burst Escape Plan.
Um, yeah, I guess the defend will cover the rest regardless. Though I would like the glass knife.
Yeah, I think it's last night. I know we get the wound, but oh no,
Um,
but it's this turn, so maybe it's Deadly Poison now.
deadly poison is 7, and then 13, and then 18.
No, it's
Right.
doubled. It's 14 to start.
Although it does also give us a letter opener proc. Yeah, I guess deadly poison is arguably better.
I mean, it's 14 damage turn one.
Oh, it's still bursted. That's true. It is. It's for sure deadly poison. I forgot about the burst.
I guess it's 19 because of that. The letter opener. How good a relic do you think letter opener is?
I think it's A tier easily. Not the best of the best relics, but a relic that is often very useful.
I want to start with
Especially, or
backflip here.
sorry, go
Sorry,
ahead.
no, you go first.
It especially is useful in that it lets us chip away at minions.
Mm.
You think Gremlin Leader, you think Collector, for example. Letter Opener is letting us do a little pop of damage, a little pop of damage while targeting the actual boss. So we can get rid of them without having to use a bunch of energy on them and not be targeting the main enemy.
I think we start with backflip here.
What's in our draw pile?
There's Sneaky Strike, Neutralize. Cloak and Dagger's probably pleasant to get. I'm not sure we'd play it.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe we can sorry. Maybe we can backflip into calculated gamble.
and guarantee that we land Sneaky Strike if needed.
Yeah. And neutralize.
Yeah. 8 block. God. Yeah, Apotheosis is good.
Yeah, calculated gamble now is going to be insane. It's going to let us draw a Sneaky Strike. Whoa, wait,
Oh, yeah,
we haven't
yeah.
discarded anything.
Good point. Yeah.
We're going to draw Sneaky Strike. We're going to draw neutralize. Like this to me highlights just how effective calculated gamble is.
So what is calculated gamble's upgrade, or what was it before?
It makes it not exhaust. Normally,
okay, cool.
Calculated gamble is a one-time thing. The upgraded version stays in your deck.
I was thinking because I don't think it got cheaper. It's either backflip or cloak and dagger. Cloak and dagger's 8 damage. Backflip probably is more upside than that.
I think we can backflip. If we draw a Sneaky Strike, we're sad, but backflip could be deadly poison, and I think we're happier to deadly poison than to.
And if we have to, we cloak and dagger, which I think.
Yeah.
Prepared?
Yeah, I like prepared. Makes Sneaky Strike free. Lets us possibly draw something to burst.
I think I'd chuck.
Bear in mind, you got to discard 2.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about what to discard. I think I'll chuck a defend. I don't think we're going to double defend, but.
At worst, we burst defend.
Yeah.
We can probably aggro, or actually, we can see exactly what acrobatics will draw us since we have 4 cards in our draw pile. I don't really want to take 15 damage, though. I might actually just burst, defend, strike.
Alright. And we have nice cards we're drawing next turn.
Yeah. This guy definitely ramps his damage up pretty fast.
Yeah.
How much poison is on him at the moment?
11.
11?
So we don't have
with
don't think.
Glass Knife is doing 24, right? We haven't used it yet.
Yeah. That's 35.
20. Yeah, we're not quite at lethal. This notably is an enemy that is very like the spike potion that we have. This enemy is great to use it against because of all its multi-hit attacks. I think at this point in the fight, it's not really worth to use it.
Knife defend. And we're gonna kill it next turn with almost anything.
Yeah, that looks good to me.
If Essence of Steel is worth 4 damage to us, that would be. How do you feel about Unceasing Top? I don't think it helps many decks much, but I think the decks it does help, it's great. It's like infinites and whatnot.
Yeah, Unceasing Top is funny. I think Baylor Lord actually mentioned something that he was like, what is a sign like I think one of his viewers asked him like, what's a sign that someone has like become truly an elite Slay the Spire player? And he was like, the moment that you know how to make an Unceasing Top work. Because there's so much that goes into making Unceasing Top work. You need the energy generation. You need to have an answer to curses and to status cards that would otherwise prevent the Unceasing Top from continuing. Unceasing Top can be insane. It can easily be one of the best relics in the game. But as you mentioned, most people that play this game will never see the Unceasing Top do anything interesting. In fact, most players that start playing Slay the Spire forget it exists, and then click end turn just as the Unceasing Top draws them a card.
I have done this. My guess is Poison Stab or take the HP. But you're going to be like, nope, Sucker Punch is great.
Sucker Punch is okay.
No, sorry, my bad. You're going to be like, nope, the uncommon or rare is great.
No, I think Choke in general is not good. It costs 2. Like, in theory, it synergizes with, Shivs, right? Blade Dance, letting you essentially do a bunch of damage on top of the shivs that you're using, but it costs 2 and it's only doing damage, and you're also using a blade dance, you're not blocking at all. It's also I think something that is blocked by artifacts, and then it just becomes like 2 for 12, which is basically like sneaky strike but without being free. I'm not generally impressed by Choke. I think it's one of the lower tier uncommons. Sucker Punch is okay. Weak is good. We're always happy to have weak, especially if we can compound it. But we have a crippling cloud and an upgraded neutralize thanks to the apotheosis. So I don't think we need more sources of weak.
You're going to be like, we shouldn't be as excited about Poison Stab Plus because of Apotheosis.
Uh, to an extent, I mean, I was kind of thinking though that we could use more poison. We only have crippling cloud and deadly venom or deadly poison. I forget what it's called. And I kind of actually think that poison stab is decent here. It's not a skill. We would have preferred to have seen an upgraded deadly poison. So I lean between poison stab and +2 max HP. Either or is, I think, a valid choice.
So it sounds like in general, I'm not sure if it's specifically that this deck has letter opener, but it sounds like in general you're not particularly high on Poison Stab. Like it's a okay card, but not like something to get really excited about.
I think it's one of the better attack commons. I think, I like it more than Sucker Punch, I think, generally. Although Sucker Punch has good utility, it lets you get through Act 1 pretty well while opening the doors to specking into Poison. I think Poison Stab is solid. I think it's like a B tier card.
All right. I'm going to take Poison Stab. I like Poison Stab.
Oh, so I've been told that you should always bet for 250 here. I think I'm happy to bet for 250 here because we only have 90 gold, and so if we get the 250, that will actually make our next shop quite good.
So one is 50 expected return 70. One is 50 expected return 75.
Oh, is that the math on that? Maybe that's why they say that the 30% bet is always better.
All right.
Got the slightly better expected return.
It is nice to get a boost, but we don't have any shops coming up, so like, yeah, sure. Let's see. Wow, terrible pick. Clearly proven by a sample of 1. I like Gremlin Horn.
Gremlin Horn, very nice, though.
Not relevant to most hard fights, but well, some.
It is very good. We are mostly a poison deck though, and poison kills are less valuable with a Gremlin Horn. We still get the draw, but we can't use the energy because the poison kills at the end of our turn.
Yeah.
I think I probably still take it over taking the key here. I think it's better than skipping.
I assume we're still going Campfire, but I think there's now, I guess, a case not to, given that we have upgraded Apotheosis. But
let's check what our next upgrade could be. I could argue for a calculated gamble upgrade because if we calculated gamble before we have Apotheosis, then it's gone and we can't use it again. But yeah, I could honestly be tempted to take the event to the left.
Let's do it. think I want a deadly poison glass knife, but there's a lot of choices you could make here.
Yeah, I like just deadly poison, poison stab, glass knife.
That is what I meant.
I think on higher ascension levels, this guy is a nightmare because he always attacks first, and his attack is like 3 times 8.
Yeah. Any reason to calculate a gamble?
No, I think we want to hold on to it. The best case scenario is we get like a neutralized, but then he's not even attacking that turn.
I'm tempted to acrobatics. Or I think that's, yeah, definitely correct.
Yep.
Oh, probably, maybe I should have thought about upgrading first. But
Do you
this
kill
is
with Predator
lethal.
here?
Yeah.
I think Predator kills.
But should have thought about it.
That's perfect.
Okay, we haven't talked about Piercing Whale. I think this kind of effect is a lot better than I thought it was first playing. Like, because this is basically at worst, like a slightly better defend, but that can hit crowds. And on multi-hit moves, it does a lot more reduction. Now, better than defend does not necessarily mean good, but I kind of like Piercing Whale.
I think Piercing Whale is one of those cards that any silent deck wants one, maybe even two Piercing Whales. Piercing Whale is sick because it's better than just defending. It lowers strength, which means that multi-hit attacks end up doing nothing. So, like for example, if we had Piercing Whaled the Book of Stabbing on that turn that it was doing 6 times 4,
0 times.
it would be doing 0, and we would be laughing in its face. That single card would essentially act as 24 defend.
All right. And can hit all targets. So usually I go back, front, middle, and occasionally back, middle, front. But back, I think, is the priority here.
Back is typically the priority. That guy is the one who applies vulnerable and the one who entangles you.
Yeah, which is not the worst thing for our deck, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think we neutralize that to start.
I would prepared first on the off chance that the card on top of the deck is Apotheosis.
There's some chance. Yeah, we might play Predator. We'll probably play Predator this turn. Right. Do we want to use items? I should have thought about that.
We're definitely gonna take a bit of pain this fight. I don't necessarily know that using a potion here is that optimal.
I'm assuming you wouldn't have double defended there.
No, probably not. The letter opener at 2 is kind of sad, but
I'm gonna end turn.
yeah. Take how much here? 23.
23.
Slightly painful, but with Apotheosis, that means that we can rest more often.
So Crippling Cloud is 7 poison. I'm trying to get some efficient way to like not have Glass Knife kill the thing in the back. But this really combines badly with Cloak and Dagger, because the one shiv gets us up to 11 damage there with the poison.
Yeah, it is slightly unfortunate. You could Crippling Cloud and then Poison Potion the one in the back, and
That's
then
where
defend.
I was heading. That's what I'd like to do. Are you okay with that?
I am, yeah.
Right,
oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, we have the Gremlin Horn. We
Oh,
have
you're
the
right.
Gremlin Horn. I think we're actually okay to glass knife the one in the back.
Good call. Yeah, alright. Well, I hope Crippling Cloud. Yeah, Crippling Cloud was a horrible mistake. Oh, my bad.
it,
Good
it's
call.
okay. It's okay. We still, I think, block most of it. So
Take 5. I guess maybe we just Survivor.
yeah, I don't know that we need to do just an extra 4 damage. I almost prefer the 2 health.
Yeah. My bad. Good call. Good spot.
No worries. I saw it too late.
Well, Piercing Whale means we take nothing, so I think I'd Apotheosis Piercing Whale and then something.
Yep, poison stab.
I guess there's a case for not Apotheosising, but
I think it just essentially means that the rest of the fight will be smooth sailing. Oh, actually, we could have calculated gamble for a letter opener proc there.
ooh,
No big
yeah,
deal.
good point. Yeah, I'm not good at spotting the item usage.
There's actually so much information to keep track of in any given turn on Slay the Spire.
Maybe I could have done something with the Gremlin Horn there.
How are you feeling about this run so far in this deck?
I think this is very comfortable. I suspect you are a very high win rate, low ascension player.
Yeah, truthfully, I play very little on low ascensions.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah. Once you
tend to
unlock
mostly
the higher ones, yeah. Sorry, I cut you off.
yeah, no, just was gonna say I tend to mostly play A20. So I know some people say like it's okay to play on lower ascensions. It totally is, of course. But if I'm playing anything but A20, there's something in my brain that's like, nah, Dylan, you could be doing better. You could be doing more.
Yeah, I have not beaten the heart on A20 on Ironclad, and I got frustrated about that.
One day.
Yeah. So you made it sound like Outmaneuver is clearly better later on in the run than earlier, but I think we're still not excited about it. Eviscerate, I guess, is just free after calculated gamble most of the time. Um, Still not entirely sure how I'd evaluate that, but like maybe it's now quite good. And after image, it's always hard to judge things that have such a like universal impact, but I'm not quite sure what the scale is. But like if we're playing like if I compare this to Metallicize or something on Ironclad, like it turns out 4 block a turn is just like eh. So I'm not. I think After Image could be busted, maybe is with Shivs, but like I'm kind of skeptical, and I think it's Eviscerate or Skip for a +2 max HP. I mean.
Yeah, I think like now that we have a gremlin horn, that is another source of energy. I think our next boss relic, like with some hope, like we would really love to see a fusion hammer now that we have apotheosis.
Sure.
We do want more energy. I don't know that outmaneuver is the solution though. It does kind of go in line with like we want effect now, and this is like pay one, do nothing this turn, and get the energy next turn. Um, Eviscerate, very solid here. Like we have calculated gamble, we have quite a bit of discard. We have prepared. Prepared makes this an upgraded prepared makes this only cost one. So eviscerate has a lot of synergies. After image is like one of these cards that can make the silent just completely unkillable. So after image is loves to be paired with nightmare, for example. You nightmare after image, and then
Ooh.
you use 3 after images next turn. Every single card you do gives you 4 block all of a sudden. It's crazy. Um, we have a lot of zero cost cards. We have escape plan. We have calculated gamble, neutralize. There's a lot of ways for after image to help us kind of sneak in a bit more block. I am. Let me take a quick look at our deck again. Hmm. We have prepared as well. I'm leaning. I don't know. Eviscerate is really good damage here. I'm kind of torn between After Image and Eviscerate. I think both of them are very good here. Both better than +2 max health. I will let you choose.
So my suspicion, based on your description, is that After Image is generally better, but Eviscerate lines up well with what we have.
Yeah. Calculated Gamble alone, I think, turns Eviscerate from like a B tier card to an A tier card.
But I think it would probably be better for me to get used to picking the generally better card here. So if they're close in this case, I'm probably just going to go After Image.
I think After Image is just pretty often solid block. Like, yeah, we have some 2 cost cards like Predator and um, Crippling Cloud, but we want more prepareds. We want more calculated gambles. We want more of these zero cost cards, especially zero cost skills.
Do you want to take the Bernie guy?
So the last one we fought was Slavers, which would mean that would be either burning Gremlin Leader or burning
Stabbing. Book of Stabbing.
Burning Book of Stabbing. We did just get a Piercing Whale. I think I'd rather we can heal here actually, and we do have a Gremlin Horn if it's Gremlin Leader.
I find Act 3 Elites much easier, but that
They
might just be
tend to
because I
be.
play with Watcher.
No, I think they mostly are easier. Um, I, I could be convinced to take the Burning Elite because we're less interested in upgrading now that we have Apotheosis, and so healing here into Burning Elite, and then it's question mark Bonfire. If the Burning Elite really brings us down to like 20 or 10 health or whatever, we have the chance to heal.
All right, let's do it.
I think maybe here we're happy to use our Spike Potion.
I knew where you were going when you started talking.
So we really want to try to get Apotheosis in play as soon as we can.
Do you think it's just gamble?
I think maybe Backflip Gamble, as that would let us see more cards.
Okay.
The After Image is nice, but it's not enough block right now, to be honest.
Gamble?
I think so, yeah. Piercing Whale, amazing. Apotheosis Piercing Whale. Here is why Piercing Whale is insane. Piercing Whale is like, it's a common, and in my opinion, an S tier card.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Any argument for poison potioning the leader?
Probably not necessary, but you can if you want to.
Just figured if we were going to do anything like that, we should get it out immediately. Acrobatics?
Yes. And then I think I would prepared as well.
I think we're just hitting the little guys. Getting rid of them.
Yeah, you can hit the one in the front, and then it's gonna die to a letter opener.
Ooh, good point. Yeah. So you want to prepared before bursting. Okay.
Yes.
Neutralize is an attack, not a skill. That's a shame. I don't think this is a turn we're predatoring. Maybe it is.
Yeah, no. I'm happy not to. And then, yeah, just another defend.
First defend? Guess doesn't really matter.
No, I think I would, I think I'd glass knife the guy in the middle and then defend.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because now we can also, and now we can stab the guy in the front with poison stab, which will proc
Oh,
gremlin horn again.
good call. I think it's
And I guess
crippling
we're
cloud.
just crippling cloud. Yeah. I was hoping for something better to burst, like a deadly poison, but now we just start laughing at this guy.
I think acrobatics over the other options.
I prefer to survivor.
Right, we will need to block this turn. Okay.
What's in our draw pile?
Sorry, I should have checked. My bad.
No issue. After
just,
image
yeah.
is lovely here. That's something that I've learned from the streamers is to like regularly check your draw pile, regularly check your deck, regularly check the map, to constantly just like reanalyze what the best thing to do is. Sometimes if you only have 4 cards in your deck and acrobatic draws 4 cards, you essentially see your whole hand.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I swear I have better habits when I play Watcher.
Ah, well, you play a lot of Watchers, so those habits are learned.
I'm kind of tempted to I guess just back.
I would
First
predator
backflip?
the guy in front, proc gremlin horn.
That is a good point. I keep forgetting we can do that. Yeah. So on that note, we could yeah, I guess it's free now. Oh, this is going well. Yep, this turn went much better than I would have played it. I'm gonna burst backflip. See what we get.
Yeah, sure. Lets us proc the letter opener probably more as well. Deadly poison. That's fantastic. This guy's toast.
Last night, yeah. Could have done that more efficiently. I don't like Matryoshka.
Yeah,
oh, no, I do like Matryoshka. It's okay. Or it's okay. Yeah.
It's all right. It's you don't get anything now. Like you're not really happy to see a Matryoshka early because you're like, well, this gives me nothing now, but maybe something later.
I think it's HP.
I think it's prepared or deflect. I'm happy with the deflect here. Free block, cost 0, lets us proc letter opener. Prepared, again, we're happy to have more prepareds with 2 sneaky strikes. I think both of these are better than +2.
Okay, I'll go deflect then. We'll vary it up. I'll see more cards.
Oh, we leave here. I think this is awful.
I was thinking that too. This is the more chance at rare cards. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. These are two of our best relics.
yeah.
Can it take mango from you? And if it does, do you keep the HP?
It does. Yes, exactly.
Oh, that'd be
Anything that has an effect that only applies once you've picked it up are great things to give away to Loth here.
obviously as a Watcher player, I ignore Unlock because rares are bad.
Watcher does have the most peculiar and niche rares, I will say.
I think it's After Image or Calculated Gamble.
Yeah, I would lean Calculated Gamble.
Right.
Just that way we can really assure that it stays in our deck.
If we didn't have Apotheosis, would you still go that way?
I open up the deck real quick. That way I can just kind of see what I would have upgraded without Apotheosis. Probably After Image.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe Acrobatics.
Can't burst After Image.
I think here we're just happy to like After Image Predator.
Yeah, take the damage. Oh, should we be poison potioning this?
Yeah, we can. It's not too late.
Is there any reason not to play the zeros immediately? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I think we're happy. Maybe if we wanted to calculate a gamble to draw more cards, but I think here it's fine to just use them all, get Crippling Cloud going, and then just defend. What's in our draw pile? You could maybe
Piercing Whale would be nice.
Yeah, maybe you could calculate a gamble. And then if you draw Apotheosis, we're happy. If we draw Piercing Whale, we're happy. We're very actually maybe I wouldn't because we're unhappy if we draw any Sneaky Strikes.
True. Okay. You can defend. Any interest in Essence of Steel here? Does drop one, I guess. Like it doesn't block everything.
Yeah, no, I think we're fine. I think we can handle this fight without it.
I often am happy to use Essence of Steel because I haven't done very well with it. So
it is one of the less good potions, I think.
I assume we're Piercing Whaling here.
Displaying its brilliance as usual.
Deadly Poison?
I like Deadly Poison. I'm happy to trade a little bit of health. It also procs the letter opener.
Ooh, good call. Yeah, I will someday notice such things. Like now that we have the nunchucks. Survivor into Sneaky Strike. Yeah.
Yep, and then a strike will proc Gremlin Horn on one of the minions.
Sneaky Strike.
Oh yeah, it already does actually, correct.
We can gamble.
We could just calculate a gamble here. We're guaranteed to get a skill, I think, and then proc letter opener with whatever we get.
Do you have a line you prefer?
We could also burst calculate a gamble, but then we only are seeing 2 cards, which hopefully they're both skills, and then we use both of them.
I'm gonna calculated gamble.
I think that was the correct call because we have no skills.
Guess nah, we can't use the mana anyway. Oh, we can. I forgot we. Oh,
I would not Predator here. I would do it actually after we've done Glass Knife and Poison Stab.
yeah, that would have been the better way. I didn't realize we'd get the extra mana because I forgot about the horn. My mistake. Probably should have checked the deck to see if I wanted to check out prepared there.
Would have also procced Letter Opener, but I didn't want to mention it.
Dig it out. No, it's all good. Keep pointing things out.
Okay.
Like, nope, terrible play. I do not mind.
I think you are far from terrible. I think Slay the Spire is a very hard game, honestly.
But I can still make terrible plays, even if I am far from terrible.
True. I make terrible plays sometimes as well.
Oops.
Maybe just backflip.
Yeah, I was trying to think, do I want to have 2 more cards here? Did not realize I was getting the extra energy there either.
Oh. You know what? I think here we're happy to drop the Glass Knife.
And defend.
And defend, yeah, because burst defend will be enough. Or burst deflect, I mean. Burst calculated gamble here is hilarious.
Yeah.
Just procs Letter Opener.
Huge upside. Oh, shit. I did it.
Unceasing Top.
Yep, got him. Oh, man. Alright, well, that was brilliant.
Yeah, what we spoke about became reality.
My finest moment.
You got it again here.
Yep. I'm not clicking anything. Wow, paid off.
An actual good Unceasing Top. That's fantastic.
I've mastered the game. We established it.
You are officially among the elite.
I'm gonna just attack here. All right, I realize we've been going a long time, so if you need to bail, we can.
Yeah, we have been playing like 2 hours, right? I guess that after we take our boss relic, then maybe we can reconvene to finish Act 3 at a later time, or you can of course finish Act 3 on your own. I think I trust you to be able to do so. And we can just discuss these cards, the boss relic, and then finish there.
Cool. Thank you so much, by the way, for doing this. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. It was a blast.
So Burst, as we know, is a terrible, useless card. Alchemize seems very interesting to me. It took me a bit on defects, but I really came round on the self repair, and this seems like more upside than that. And then Wraith Form, I believe, is supposed to be like the best silent card, but I've never touched it.
So I don't think we want a second Burst. Burst is good. We're happy to be playing skills. But having 2 of them You draw two bursts in one hand. Like, what
Hmm.
are you bursting? Like, it loses value with more. Um, Alchemize is excellent. Potions are strong. Potions give flexibility. Having an Alchemize in our deck incentivizes us to use more potions, to feel comfortable knowing that we'll always have potions. And with Alchemize, we can fish for strong potions for upcoming bosses, you know? Like right now, we got this like Essence of Steel that's kind of just been sitting around doing nothing. Poison potion's okay, you know, doing a nice little 6 damage. But with Alchemize, we can find things like Ghost in a Jar, giving us intangible. We can find things like Dexterity potions, which helps our block engine going. We can find things like Duplication potion, letting us do, you know, double after image, double crippling cloud. Alchemize is fantastic.
Double alchemize.
Yeah, you want to burst double alchemize? That sounds hilarious. Though bear in mind that you won't get potions if you have full
Yeah.
potion slots. So you have to go ahead and decide in advance, like, okay, I'm going to ditch these two potions. Let's see what alchemize gives me. Um, and then Wraith form is very strong as well. Wraith form gives intangible, which basically just makes everything only do 1 damage to you. It's essentially a replacement for a block engine. I think Wraith form has less value in our deck, given that we've got, you know, deflects, backflips, cloak and dagger, these kind of cards that are giving incremental little amounts to defend. I think, you know, we're taking some damage, but like for example, we just beat the collector and we still have 58 health, and I think we went in only having 74. We beat an Act 2 boss with only taking 16 damage. Do we need these intangibles? I don't think so. I like the alchemize here.
So wraith form is more when you do not have a current block solution plan. That
Um, it's still good. It's still extremely good, even if you have a lot of block. Because as in Act 3, you know, the bosses, the elites, like sometimes they can just dish out like 40 damage, 50 damage in one turn, you know, and
uh,
you could have a ton of block and still only be able to block like 30 of it and take 20 damage. Wraith form means you're taking nothing, so it's still strong. It's still very good. It does cost 3, and we still only have 3 energy despite our Gremlin Horn. But now we also have the Nunchaku as well, which is giving energy as well. We did get lucky here with our relics, and we have nice energy generation. I still love the Alchemize here,
all right.
especially since we can burst it, as you mentioned.
I don't know what this one does. Huh. Weird. Okay. So we did not get our energy.
We did not get our energy, which is unfortunate. We would have been really happy to see a fusion hammer here, maybe even like an ectoplasm, given that it's the last act coming up. Um, the wrist blade is niche. It's generally not very good, but if you have a Shiv deck, this wrist blade can make your Shiv deck explode in terms of damage. This wrist blade alone makes a blade dance suddenly double its damage output.
Hmm.
I the Black Star is not as good. Act 3, you're getting less bonus relics for from elites because you're fighting less of them. So I don't particularly love the Black Star here. I actually like this Sacred Bark. We have Alchemize now. We're gonna have lots of potions. This is gonna double our potions. Suddenly, our Essence of Steel is giving 8 plated armor. That's crazy. 4 decks from our Dexterity potion ensures we have a great block engine any fight we need. And our Poison potion suddenly does 12 poison damage. Yeah, we don't have energy, but energy is not an option. So I think Sacred Bark here is wonderful.
Hmm. I boss relic swapped at the start into a sacred bark once, and it went pretty well. But I tend to avoid it otherwise. So it'll be neat to see here. Yeah. Cool. Guess we'll look at the final map.
That was a pretty good act too.
Ugh, stupid time eater.
All right. So we'll call it there.
All right. End the recording.